Hey y'all, it's Amanda and this is my Texas Zone 8 garden, and before we dive in, be sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and share this with a gardening friend. Okay, we're back in the front yard. The last time you guys saw me in the front garden, we worked on a trio of planters over there. We've also worked on a border up front, and I'll show you some issues that I'm having with a few things in the border, but they're getting better. And then we're going to be shifting over to this direction and finishing out the front part of this border. So I do want to say this garden faces north kind of that way. And so during the day, it kind of shades and gets sun and shade and adapts throughout the day, which is really, really nice. But I can plant a wide variety of things here. Some things don't do as well here, but let me show you what's going on. Okay, the trio of planters we planted up the other day are beautiful. They're looking great. We tucked in some pumpkins. I do have some seedlings in here that I grew from seed and put in, and some of them have been struggling. Specifically the coleus. It struggled a lot right at the beginning, but now you can see it's on its way back. I think that I had too much water going on in here. I also think this might be a nest, like a rabbit's nest of some type right there. But anyway, so I will say I cut back on the watering and it's doing a million times better. And also a bunch of the marigolds were really struggling too, but they're all, I went ahead and came out and like deadheaded all of them, and they're all starting to produce blooms again. So I think it's going to end up pulling out really, filling out nicely. So I feel much better about that. Now this area right here, I planted at the same time. And you can see this coleus is in way better shape, right? This area did not get as much water. So big difference. And I've just been coming in and trying to deadhead my marigolds when I remember to try to encourage new blooms. But you see how much that coleus is filled out compared to over there. But I think that'll catch up, I mean. So over here I have a few different things. I've got a lot of coleus that I grew from seed that's looking beautiful here, and we're going to put something in front here. Got a container that I actually want to move forward a little bit into more of like this space right here. We're going to fill that, and then we're going to fill this portion going like this into an arc behind these. These are tattoo vincas. I think they're coral tattoo vincas. They're ridiculously gorgeous. I cannot wait to grow more of these next year. I actually have quite a few vincas that go around the front that are really beautiful right now. Looking really, really good. Okay, so let me start. I'm going to go ahead and move this pot forward, and then I'm going to place my plants and show you what it's going to look like. Okay, so back here, let me move a few things around. I've got this container, it's hooked up to drip. It has an existing, looks like we have like a cleome trying to grow in here. It's got a dahlia that I planted in the spring, trying to grow in as well. So it's hooked up to drip irrigation, and there's a rock underneath it. Oh, and a baby frog apparently. Go on. Go on, baby frog. Oh, he does not want to go. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to move my stone forward here and try to level it out a little bit, and then put my container back on. Oh, and that's a little wobbly. There we go. Yeah, I just want to move that forward a little bit. And I think we'll end up filling that with a few plants while we're out here as well. Just sticking another stone under there just to make sure I wedge it. Okay. All right, let me start laying out some plants. Okay, to start off with, I have some Inca 2 Primrose marigolds that I grew from seed. And y'all know that I lost my puppy dog, and so I have been neglecting my seedlings. These are not in great shape. They got spider mites. They went some time without any water. It's just rough, y'all. Just rough. However, I'm going to see if I can push through. I went ahead and picked up some Captain Jacks. So once we get these planted, I'm gonna treat these with Captain Jack's insecticidal soap in hopes that that will help out with the spider mites. I've already been treating for spider mites and it's already a ton better. So feeling like it is potentially like I can get through this, like they're gonna do okay. And I want quite the array of the marigolds here. Now, one thing that I will do when I treat them, I'm gonna cut off all the blooms. I left them on here just for you to see. These are older blooms. They need to be cut and made room for fresh blooms. But I wanted to leave them on there just so you could see where the color was gonna be. All right, next I'm gonna come in here with some purple fountain grass. I think it'll look nice to fill in that space a little bit. Oh yeah, that looks really good. Give it a little bit of height. These will fill in a lot bigger once they get planted in the ground. I also grew these from seeds. Each of these containers actually has 3 little seedlings in it. I'm just going to plant them all as one. But these got really big and large and in charge for me last year and were absolutely gorgeous. So I'm really excited to add them back to the fall garden. Okay, and then finally, I'm going to add in some chimney rudbeckia that I also grew from seed. Each of these containers has 3 little seedlings in it, so it should get nice and full. And I do think the rudbeckia will do better once it gets in the ground. But I'm really excited to see how that goes. So what I'm basically going to do is I'm going to grab my plant tone and we're going to get planting. And then once we're done with that, we're going to I'm going to see what it looks like when it's all done, and we'll come and plant up this planter as well. All right, so I'm super psyched and proud of myself for growing all this stuff from seed. It's very exciting. I wish I had gotten to things sooner and gotten them in the ground sooner, but life, so wasn't able to do that. Haven't been able to work very much in the back garden because it just feels sad because Buffy's not there. But it's okay, I'll get there. So like I said, I'm just going to begin. I'm going to use my fork because I do have a lot of daffodils in this area. Which part of me is like, I might pull some of these daffodils because this area wasn't blooming as well as it has in the past. So I think it's okay to just pull a few of them and we can move them somewhere else. Like a lot of them are just getting pushed to the surface anyway. So I think that's what I'll do. And then I'm just going to come in with some plant tone and get these planted up. Inca 2 Primrose is a compact African marigold with large double blooms, soft yellow blooms about 4 inches wide. Plants grow 12 to 14 inches tall and wide, making them perfect for beds, borders, and containers. They thrive in full sun and tolerate heat well and bloom all summer until frost. Hardy as an annual in all zones. Okay, I think that looks really good. With the brighty yellow in front of the coleus, I think that looks nice. While I'm here, I'm going to go ahead and cut some of the blooms off the coleus just to keep it from going to seed yet. Okay, next I'm going to move on to the chimney rudbeckia, and I'm really hoping it blooms. I don't know if I waited too long. I feel like that was one of my concerns when I started it, is that perhaps I had waited too long, but we'll see. I mean, I still have a lot of time for my fall garden. So I think just go ahead and getting it planted will be good. But I was really excited for it because of its color and texture. Chimney Rudbeckia produces unique quilled petals in warm shades of gold, bronze, red, and orange, giving a fireworks-like look. Plants grow 24 to 30 inches tall and spread 12 to 18 inches wide, making them excellent for cutting gardens. They prefer full sun and are drought-tolerant once established. Hardy in zones 3 through 8, often grown as an annual or short-lived perennial. Okay, I feel like for my purple vine grass, very southern of me, I feel like I had to stake it last year. So that's going to be something to remember. Purple fountain grass forms graceful clumps of arching burgundy foliage with soft bottle brush plumes in late summer. It grows 3 to 5 feet tall and 2 to 4 feet wide, creating a dramatic focal point in garden beds or containers. Best in full sun with well-draining soil, hardy in zones 9 through 11, and grown as an annual elsewhere. Okay, and I'm definitely going to go ahead and stake these because you know I'm going to forget, right? Okay, so looking at this planter, got a few things going. I've got a petunia here in the back, which I'm actually going to pull. There. And look, I think this is a cleome. I'm going to pull that. And it looks like I actually have a lot of cleome seedlings, so hey, maybe there's some more dormant seeds in there that'll come to fruition at some point. And this is a dahlia. I think it's called garden something. I'll put it down below. I'll look it up and put it down. It's beautiful red blooms. So I want to make sure that I'm tying into a lot of what's going on over here. I think what I want to do is I want to tuck in one of these orange cone flowers right there. I think would be lovely. And then I think I want to tuck in one of these burgundy petunias to drape over the side. And then finally, I think I want to go, I might switch gears. I might put that there and then the ornamental peppers there to fill in that space. I think that brings it a lot of color right there, which I think would be lovely. So I am going to go ahead and charge that soil in the container with the plant tone. I think it'll be really nice. And I do think when the time comes, I think I'm going to remove this and put a pumpkin back there. I think I might do that. Anyway, let's go ahead and get started. Super Cal Premium Bordeaux Pechoa features deep wine purple blooms with exceptional weather tolerance. Plants stay 10 to 14 inches tall and spread up to 24 inches, ideal for hanging baskets and containers. They bloom continuously from spring to frost in full sun to part shade and are hardy as an annual in all zones. Acapulco red ornamental peppers are compact plants with upright clusters of bright red, cone-shaped fruits that provide bold color. They reach about 8 to 10 inches tall and wide, working well in borders or patio pots. They thrive in full sun and tolerate heat. Grown as an annual, but can be a perennial in zones 10 through 11. Cheyenne Spirit Coneflower produces a mix of vibrant red, orange, yellow, pink, and cream blooms on strong, well-branched stems. Plants grow 18 to 30 inches tall and 16 to 24 inches wide, attracting pollinators all summer. These thrive in full sun and tolerate drought once established. Hardy in zones 4 through 9. Okay, I like it. Yellow marigolds across the front. They'll really pop in front of those coleus. The Rudbeckia tucked in, purple fountain grass, and then filling the container. And I think putting a taller orange pumpkin in the container will tie it in really nicely to the pumpkins on the other side. I think it looks Really, really nice. Now, let me give you a close-up of spider mites. So with spider mites, you're going to see mottling on the leaves, so it's going to not be a consistent green. It's going to look like patchy. Here's a really good example. These have already been treated once, and then these blooms are they're older. So I think the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to come and cut all of these blooms off, and then I'm going to treat these really well with Captain Jack's insecticidal soap. And then after that, we'll water everything in. All right, so I'm just coming in and I'm cutting out all the blooms. That will allow the plant some time to just kind of refocus on building a root system in there and battling these spider mites. Now, the damage for the spider mites can't be fixed. It's not going to get better, but the plant will put on new growth. And from there, the new growth will look better. So I've got my Captain Jack's insecticidal soap. So we're going to be really liberal with this. It's a lot. You see I'm running my hands through it. Probably not the best thing for my body, but here we go. Because spider mites like to hang out underneath the leaves. Oh, here we go. They like to hang out underneath the leaves. And so you really got to get in there. See, this one is already starting to put off some new blooms, new buds. I also think, like, I had them in a shady spot on the back porch. I think with some more sun and more airflow, they'll do a lot better. They were all kind of just crammed in on the back porch. Now I'm coming in here to water these in, and I want to water these marigolds right at the base because I don't want to wash off the soap. A lot of people ask me what my current water schedule is. It's every 3 days for 20 minutes in these front gardens. Since our weather has dropped considerably in temps, that tends to be working really well. One of the things I found really hard about growing from seed is when I watch other YouTubers, they have like these beautiful plants that are already flowering and things like that. As I'm looking at these chimney Rebecca, I'm realizing that, hopefully I'll get to see the blooms. I think I will, because we don't have our first frost till mid to late November, so I'm sure I'll be fine. But it's not instant gratification, especially from growing from seed. But I do find the process of growing from seed really fun and inspiring. It brings me a lot of joy to grow from seed. So this will be really fun to revisit, maybe in 2 to 4 weeks. Hopefully these chimney Rebecca have filled in. And those purple fountain grass are going to get a lot bigger. And we should get another flush of blooms from the marigolds. All right, y'all, I love how it turned out. Not gonna lie, it was really hard to drag myself out here because, like I said, I'm still feeling pretty sad about Buffy. But this feels good. Got some vitamin D, got my hands in the dirt. Looks good, feels good. And I'm glad to have the front portion of the garden ready for fall. I do think I'm going to end up adding some fresh pumpkins mixed in among the purple fountain grass. I don't have those right this minute. I'll have to wait till my budget cycles. And I think I would like to put a pumpkin right here where this guy is. Put a pumpkin right there I think would be nice. I think that would look really, really good. I think what I'm going to end up doing is I'm going to be shifting over to all the containers on the front porch and getting those prepped for fall as well. Those are all shaded, so that'll be really interesting and fun. They're also still really beautiful, so I really hesitate to pull out the plants, so we will have to do some troubleshooting with that. All right, you all, I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. It feels good. Are you working in your fall garden? Is it already fall in your area? Are you having glorious temps of 60s and 70s that I can be super jealous of because we're still in the 90s here? Let me know. Let me know how it's going in your fall garden. Drop a comment below. As always, make sure you like and comment on the video. Every time you like and comment, it helps grow the video and my page so much. And if you don't feel comfortable leaving a comment, just drop me an emoji below, letting me know that you made it to the end of the video and you say hi. And be sure to check me out in my Patreon community. The link is in the video description below. It's all things She's a Mad Gardener, all things gardening, just a group of lovely people talking about gardening. It's really, really great. I love it. I try to post daily, especially for the Bloom Buddies and the Sprout Squad, and post daily asking questions, getting you thinking, inspired for your garden. We also do lives. We have photo sharing. We have group chats. There's exclusive videos as well for the Bloom Buddies. There's a free tier you can join in under, and from that tier you'll just see a couple of posts a week. And then there are additional paid tiers. The higher up, the more access you get. All right, you all, as always, she's a mad gardener or a decorator or anything else that she wants to be. Thanks, y'all.